Okay guys, this is what we call preloading fertility. And so we are out in the bottom and we are spreading manure. The weather has been so dry and nice, you know, our workload, we just keep going. And so this is the field where I had the clover seed. And you know, I haven't made any secret about it. We've had a crazy wet year. And so after I took the clover seed, there were cockleburrs coming. And I'm not a big fan of cockleburrs. And so rather than just letting this field go into the winter and running cows on it, I dissed it down. I was not going to let those cockleburrs go to seed. After I dissed it down, I broadcast some rye, wheat, and oats that we had, just real quick and real fast. And that's that little bit of green you can see out there. There's a real nice greenish cast. Well, you can't see a whole lot of cast because after that got up, we let the cows out on it and let them flash graze it, and they came out here and topped it off. And then we had that 2 3/4 rain here a couple weeks ago, and the ground has finally dried out again, and so we're out spreading manure. This big bottom is destined for corn next year, and so for nitrogen credits, it's going to get, you know, a little bit of cow grazing on it. It's going to get a full red clover credit, and then I'm probably putting on somewhere between 5 and 7 tons of manure to the acre. So this field will be ready for corn to be planted in a real good time next spring. Hauling manure in December, you don't get a whole lot done because the days are so short. It just seems like, you know, I spend all my time driving around, and it's a nice little bump in the road. So anyway, what I'm hauling is an aged manure pile from last winter, a hay and bedding pile for the cows. And this year it's kind of unfortunate that the fields that are right next to the piles all have wheat and red clover and alfalfa in them. And so I'm having to drive a long ways to haul manure. You couple the long drive with the short days, and it just seems like I have a heck of a time getting anything done. You know, I've said it before in numerous videos that I love to haul manure in August. And, you know, I've mentioned that before, but I've never really talked about it in depth. But you know, I'm hauling with cab tractors, and so air conditioning is not a problem. And we have a big spreader, and so I can move volumes of manure over distances. But the primary reason that I love hauling manure in August is that the manure is dry and the days are long, and you can move a lot of manure, especially, you know, if you have a stubble field or something relatively close to the pile. You can move a lot of manure fast. These manure applications I do, you know, early winter, I guess it is, or early spring between the crops, the windows of opportunity there are always just a lot smaller. They're a lot smaller, and the time is shorter. And typically I'm moving manure over distances, you know. I think it was last year I had a spring manure moving video, and I was moving manure from the home farm, which is 3/4 of a mile that way, all the way to the north edge of the farm, which is a mile and a half. And so it was just a hugely long haul. And I had to go through town, so I had to be real careful about not spilling manure. And you know, the days are still short in March, and so it just seems like you don't accomplish anything. seems like you're lucky to get, 4 or 5 loads done in an afternoon. Well, it seems that same way now. Unfortunately, I was choring and I didn't get out here to haul manure until 1 in the afternoon. But when it starts to get dark at 5:30, you do the math. That's just not a whole lot of time to haul manure. Especially when I have to drive a mile each time with my manure load, and I'm pulling it with a little tractor, so I can barely pull the hills. So, trials and tribulations of the poor farmer. Anyway, we are getting things done. There are 2 wheat fields. The wheat came through nice. I had worries about it coming through the crust because, yes, the soil crusted in November when it got a 2 3/4 inch rain on it. So anyway, in August you don't have to fight those hurdles quite as much, especially if your field is close to the pile. You can run hard and you can get manure moved that's relatively light. So we'll keep after it. I got the close slot here at my farm cleaned up real good. That was the manure that went up on the hills on the new farm, and we'll probably be setting some more fence posts there tomorrow. So, hard at it. Thanks for watching, guys.